What does antitrust legislation regulate? The main goal of antitrust legislation is to protect competition in commodity markets. It is competition that secures a product of the best quality at the lowest price for the customer, and it is competition that motivates business entities to innovate, expand the range, and improve the quality of products. Classic antitrust law is based on 4 sets of issues: a prohibition on the abuse of a dominant position, a prohibition on entering into cartel agreements, a prohibition on entering into vertical and other agreements which restrict competition, control over economic concentration transactions. In addition to classic antitrust law, the anti-monopoly authorities are responsible for advertising, issues related to unfair competition, tariffs, issues related to the activities of holders of natural monopolies, public procurement, defense procurement, and foreign investments in strategic sectors of economy. Currently, antitrust regulation consists of legislation at 2 levels: Russian antitrust legislation, which applies only in Russia, and supranational legislation on the protection of competition, which applies in cross-border markets of the Eurasian Economic Union, or EAEU. These are the markets of Russia, Belarus, Kazakhstan, Armenia, and Kyrgyzstan. In general, antitrust regulation at the level of the EAEU coincides with the provisions of Russian legislation on the protection of competition. The Eurasian Economic Commission, or EEC, is the body which controls compliance with the competition rules in the EAEU cross-border markets. In Russia, such a body is the Federal Antimonopoly Service, or FAS. What is Pepeliaev Group's antitrust practice? Pepeliaev Group's antitrust practice is a team of 10 lawyers. We continually take high positions in international ratings, Chambers Europe, the Legal 500, Bravo.ru, and Best Lawyers. The practice's lawyers have significant experience in advising across various sectors, including pharmaceuticals, transport, energy, telecoms, the oil and gas industry, and FMCG. We are actively working together with the FAS within the framework of the Competition Experts Association and of expert councils of the Anti-Monopoly Service. Since 2010, we have been publishing Competition and Law, the first journal dedicated to antitrust regulation. The antitrust practice provides a full range of services with respect to matters which fall within the jurisdiction of the FAS and the EEC, in particular, defending clients before the courts and the FAS in connection with investigations of cartels, the abuse of a dominant position, and other offenses of antitrust legislation in Russia and the EAEU. Advising on matters which fall within the jurisdiction of the FAS and the EEC, conducting antitrust audits, and developing antitrust compliance systems, analyzing and developing commercial policies and internal documents of a company which ensure compliance with antitrust legislation. Analyzing distribution and other agreements to check whether they comply with the requirements of antitrust legislation, obtaining the approval of the anti-monopoly authorities with respect to economic concentration transactions, commercial policies and agreements, providing legal support to clients during audits conducted by the FAS and the EEC, conducting mock-down raids. Our antitrust team, getting the maximum out of each project.